Hey friend, are you asking yourself, is this what I really want to be doing with my life? I don't think so. I think there's something else that I'm meant to be doing. Welcome to the Painting Your Path podcast, where we have real conversations about what it takes to step out, be bold, and do you. I'm your host, Castillo-Ramsey. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Castillo-Ramsey. And this week we're going to go back to the archives. I'm currently in Texas with family. And I don't think I've shared it here on the podcast, but my father passed away at the end of April. And I thought that I could just keep going and grieve and work and do all the things. And the reality is I can't. And so during this time of reflection and care, I thought it would be perfect to re-release one of our most popular episodes. So today I'm bringing back my conversation with my dear friend Ellen Stern Kutza on the power of biofeedback. Biofeedback has been an important part of my own self-care journey, and it's something I'll be turning to again when I'm back in California. So, if you missed this episode the first time, now's the perfect chance to catch up, and I think it'll inspire you to prioritize your own well-being. And just thank you so much for being here and continuing to walk this path with me. And the last thing I'll share is a friendly reminder for those who have been following me for a while. I am going to lead another round of the Art of Becoming next month. And if you'd like to learn more about that opportunity and to get on the wait list, just head over to the show notes to learn more. And I'll see you soon. And until then, keep painting your path. Welcome to the show, Ellen. I'm so happy that you're here.
Hi, thank you for having me, and thank you for hosting this podcast to help all of your listeners with great knowledge and useful information so everyone can move forward in life.
Yes, that is the aim, is for everybody to live and create life on their terms and paint their path. But how about this to start? Did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Well, I found my autobiography that I wrote in 4th grade, and so cute. I wanted to be a secretary or an artist or a nurse. So it was very cute when I reread that. I just wanted to work helping people.
Yeah, such noble pursuits. And for those of you who are listening, Ellen and I have been friends for a very long time, and she is one of the most creative artists and such a powerful healer. So, Ellen, I would love for you to just share a little bit about, I would love for you to just share a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
Oh, well, that's a great question. So I've always been intuitive, but I never had the support that I needed because I grew up in the Midwest, and nothing against the Midwest for all my Midwest friends. It's a lovely place to get raised and have wholesome values. But back in those days, working on intuitive there just wasn't a lot of people around to be loving and supportive. So I never really felt like I fit in, and I just hid myself. I hid my gifts and my talents. And I always knew one day that I would have to head out west and live in California. So in California, I found more of my tribe and my peoples, which is always a good thing, to surround yourself with like-minded people. From there, my journey was really interesting. I was working in graphic arts and always been an artist, just painting and having fun doing artwork. And then in the late 90s, I got hit in the head with a golf ball. So through my search for my own healing, that's what I ended up learning about biofeedback. And once I learned about biofeedback, a non invasive way to bring your body back into balance and harmony with frequencies, I just knew I had to help other people do that. So I did a whole career change in my 40s, like, okay, let's do this. And how can I learn this? So I just said yes to being of service to help others. And that's what I do now.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. And Ellen, when you moved out west, can you share a little bit about, and I know, the 90s is different from now, but how did you begin to find your tribe? For anybody out there who's like, I have this interest, but I don't know where I can turn to. Like, what were some of the things that you did to help connect?
Well, it was different back then because there wasn't social media and meetup groups like there are today. So I just said yes, and I said yes to the universe. So what happens is the universe starts providing when you set intentions and you stay positive. Some people think that it's a straight path, but along the road was doing all your curves and your turns is when you meet all of the coolest people. Okay, I thought I was supposed to go to point A, but you know what? When I stopped along the way, I met this person and this person led me to that person and that experience. So it's really being open to the journey and not just trying to get to the end destination, because the journey is where you're meeting all the cool people and also using your intuition. So I just listened to my heart. So I moved out of my head space and opened up my heart space, and all the right people just showed up. And sometimes when what would be considered maybe a negative experience actually turned into a positive experience, because sometimes you do something that you don't want to do to learn, oh yeah, I don't never need to do that one again. But you get
Right.
you get your biggest growth, when you're open to that. So you're like, hey, what was the blessing in here? So it's kind of cool that way.
Yeah. And I think that is such a great perspective. We either get the result that we want or we get the lesson that we need. And there are no mistakes. Like you said, you might find yourself doing something and decide, okay, I thought this was it, but you know what? I actually really don't like this. So let me check that off and not do that again.
Yeah. And that was kind of what happened to me with graphic design. It's like, oh, I need to make a living as an artist. And back then it was hard just to, try to sell your paintings and make a living, never knowing where your income was going to come in. So I'm like, yeah, let's go for that paycheck every 2 weeks. And I was not happy doing that. Plus, for me, it was forced art. And I didn't want to do advertising art. I wanted to be a painter and a creator. So even though I was working as a graphic designer and you think that you're being artistic, it's not the kind of art that my soul's journey was. So, I had to do that to realize, yeah, I don't want to do that. But, it was cool because now I know Photoshop.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And same for me too, Ellen. I knew my entire life that I am an artist. And I thought, well, what kind of career is creative-ish? And so I did, well, that's how we met, was in graphic design school.
I was going to say, if we never went to graphic design school, we wouldn't have met each other.
That's right. Yeah. So that was a big blessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, same for me. It was like, okay, well, let me do this. And so I had that career for about 7-ish years. And then it was just time to move on. And I would love it if you could just do a little bit of a deeper dive into what biofeedback is and kind of like how you work with people, because it is such an interesting field. And as someone who has experienced biofeedback, I absolutely love it, but would just love to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, biofeedback it's approved for stress reduction and relaxation, pain management, and brainwave retraining. So it is working with frequencies. So you have a head strap on that has 8 electrodes, and you have wrist and ankle straps on. So it's a voltmetric signature, meaning electrical signature. So it reads your whole body, and it works with state of the art computer software and a little piece of technology. So you're hooked up, and it's also working with consciousness, quantum physics, and your higher self. So it tests you. And so it's looking to see where you have stressors in your body. So it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual. And what it's reading is anywhere where there's stuck, trapped energy, or where something's left like an imprint in your field. So it just works to open your body up and get everything flowing. And the super cool thing is that it's non-invasive, meaning no one's ever been hurt or harmed doing biofeedback. You can also do it for peak performance too, just to stay on your game, stay sharp. And it's just, I love it. It's, I can also work on myself. So I keep myself clear doing that. When you're of service and you work on other people, we always have to be mindful, like not to take on other people's energy. So we want to just keep ourselves clear every day, because we're always having energetic exchanges. So
Yeah, and it is such a powerful, I don't know what to call it, tool, biofeedback. Every time I have a session, I just gain more clarity. I feel way more relaxed. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're hearing this, tuning into this, and you're curious about biofeedback, definitely highly encourage you to experience it.
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say, you can contact me, and I can give you like a 15-minute free consultation over the phone to see what is an energetic match for you.
Yeah. And tell us your website, Ellen. How can people connect?
It is biofeedbackmatters.com. So that's BIOFEEDBACKMATTERS.com.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
And I have a contact page through there. So you just shoot me an email through there, and I will return your email.
Awesome. 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 And Ellen, I would love to hear, what are you excited about for the rest of the year? Is there anything that you have that's on the horizon that you've been working on, or just anything that you're excited about?
Well, I'm excited about also getting back into the studio and painting again. So I've been so busy that I'm trying to always make time to get my artwork in there. So what's so cool is, like, if I don't paint for a little while and then I go back in the studio, I'll just do like 5 to 7 paintings really fast, which I just did. Yeah. So now I'm like, all right, get the canvases out again. So I'm excited to create art, and just looking forward to everyone coming back in public to have shows in person again, and keep everybody safe at the same time. So it's all about creation for me.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And same for me. I have not been painting lately, and definitely, like you, when that urge to paint comes, it is like, okay, where are all the canvases? Because I'm a speed painter as well, and I can get like 5 or 6 going at the same time.
Yeah, I work on several canvases at once, because at least 3, because sometimes while one is too wet, I just go to the next canvas, because if you stay on that canvas, you start to make a little muddy mess. So if you just jump to the next canvas and the next one, and then you can go back and forth. It's kind of fun.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah. It is so fun. Ellen, I would also love to ask you, so what is maybe a big aha moment that you've just had on your journey of life, on, shifting from one career to the next thing? Is there anything that you can share with our listeners?
Yeah, You know what? I think it's to really go within and just to get out of your head space and move into your heart space. So I've been taking classes from my friend Lynn, who has an online school, Soma Life, and just doing the next level of raising my intuition and my gifts. So I've learned how to read the Akashic records, which is like amazing. So I'm practicing on that. And just learning more and more techniques to be of service to others. So I think an aha moment is we're always a work in progress, and if we just follow the energy of our heart and what brings us passion and joy, things will show up for us.
Oh, I
So
couldn't agree more.
yeah, that was really fun, and I'm having a good time doing it. So I think you have to do what you love and what you enjoy, and then the rest just opens up for you when you follow that path. People, you meet more and more amazing, cool people who, like I said, are more your tribe and on your wavelength. And then sometimes it's okay to let those older people, old that you're kind of not vibing with, they just kind of fall away on their own. And it doesn't mean that you
Mhm.
don't love them and you can't be friends with them, but you have to be able to open yourself up so you kind of raise your own bar. And what I also realized was when you meet someone who's generating and making more income, they're setting the bar for you to raise your own income. So yesterday I said, I should probably just give myself a raise. So
I love it.
I realized I was in really old pricing too, like from 10 years ago. And I'm like, hey, why am I struggling, to work harder instead of work smarter? It's like embracing your own gifts and talents and just realizing, your own self-worth.
Oh, I love that. I really love that. Tuning in, because I think nowadays, especially with social media, it's so easy to, look outside and look at what so and so is doing and so and so is doing, and trying to compare yourself. Whereas we all have innate gifts and talents, and we are all creatives. And I love what you said about tuning within and finding what feels good, finding that vibrational match to whatever you want to do, because whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Also, we have to remember that we're all here to love and support each other. So when you share your gift and talent with someone who needs your services, then you guys can go back and forth and exchange. So I'm like, oh, who's looking for a coach? You need to work with Clarissa. And then Clarissa will be like, yeah, let's work on your stress and clearing old stuff. Why don't you do a biofeedback session? So we all help each other out.
Yes. And yeah, collaboration over competition. We rise by lifting others. And I also love what you said about people in your life. And as you were talking about that a few minutes ago, it just made me think, I don't know where I heard this from, but it's really about just the people that come and go in our lives. People come in for a reason. We're there to learn something from them. Well, from everybody. Sometimes your people are there for a season. Maybe they're
Yeah.
there for, like, for your 20s and your party days and your good times. And then you've got people who are in your life because of work, and you jibe with them because you've got that commonality. And then there are a few that are in your world for a lifetime. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I was thinking about as you were chatting.
Yeah. And it's like, and sometimes even though people are in your world for a lifetime, sometimes you're like, okay, I haven't talked to them for a little while, but now we're reconnecting and oh my gosh, we have this in common and let's, collaborate on this idea, or just like kind of feed off each other. So we all like, yeah, let's inspire each other and grow together and collectively. Because the planet right now is in a huge shift, obviously, if you see what's happening, and so things like the Supreme Court ruling, it just wakes up more people to stand up for
Mm-hmm.
their belief system. So things like
Yeah.
that can happen. Yeah, some women may think that's a huge setback, but it's also like, yeah, we're going to rise above that and we're all going to collaborate together and pull together and love and support each other, so it just wakes more people up.
Yeah, so true. So true. Well, Ellen, is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience? Maybe some words of wisdom for somebody who may still be sitting on the fence, wondering, what is my gift?
Yeah, well, that's where I would say work with Clarissa. Work with both of us together, and we'll make sure that you are on your own wavelength.
On your path.
Yeah, to get on your path. And it's like, just do something, and sometimes it's just self-care. I make time for self-care every day, and I do my self-care in the morning. Otherwise, the day just gets away from me, and then I'm, okay, now I'm tired. I haven't done that, so take care of yourself, drink enough water, try to eat the best possible food, and go into your quiet time and see where your heart guides you. And sometimes when you're open and you're lifting and elevating, you'll get your insights, and then just follow your passion, like what interests me. And, it's just do something, like I tell people, like people who feel like they're clutter. Well, that's like what's going on inside your mind. So it's like clear out one drawer a day. And then next thing you know, if you can do more, then you do more, but you inspire yourself. And I think it's important to get some form of exercise, because that makes your body have serotonin. So if you have injuries, get in the water, do walking, do yoga, do stretching, go to Pilates, whatever it is, find something to do to keep your body active. So if you feel really stuck, start moving. Like physically start moving, and that will help to inspire. I also think it's really important to spend some time in nature. And if you can't do that, get some plants in your house. If you live in the city and you just can't get out for an urban walk, have plants and have fresh flowers every week or every 10 days. Just go to your farmer's market, buy the freshest possible food. There's always something available wherever you live.
Such good advice, Ellen. And I think it's so true I love what you said about the self-care, because we can't be there for others if our cup is depleted. And also just the notion of just do something, because you're not going to know until you get out there and see the whatever it is.
And that's like, okay, I might, you might think, oh, I want to do this, but when you go to do that, maybe that's not what you wanted to do, but you know what, you met a really cool person who gave you some great insight. So it's like, be open to receive the messages, because they are everywhere,
Yes, they are everywhere if we are looking. It's like, it reminds me of, I wanted to get a new car. I was thinking of getting the Kia Telluride, and it's one that, until I said that, I didn't see them anywhere. And guess what? Now I'm noticing them everywhere. Yeah. So what you think about, you bring about. And so, gosh, so many good nuggets here, and also about, moving. Just move your body, eat good food, and that helps you fill your cup.
Yeah, definitely. Our nutrition is so important to us. So we're not in the old way where if we eat bad food, or we're like, oh yeah, I didn't buy organic, but now we need to do that. It's not that much more money. And the more people that buy it, it makes the price go down, because they're like, all right, there's a need for this. That's why you start seeing it in your regular stores, where you don't always have to go to Whole Foods or wherever. So nutrition is really important.
Yes. Well, as we wind down, Ellen, the name of this podcast is Painting Your Path. And I would love to know, what does painting your path mean to you?
I say that we are a creator in every moment of every day. So life is a blank canvas. So when you can paint your path and be your own creator of your own destiny, that's painting your path.
Oh my goodness. So good. So good. And thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Well, I just want to thank you for having this great service and giving information for everyone. So just do it, people. Wake up.
Awesome.
The world
Awesome.
needs all of us.
Yes. So true. So true. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you next week.
Thank you so much for staying till the very end. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend. If you haven't had a chance yet, please write a review and rate the show. I would love to hear your feedback. And I also have a free resource guide for anybody who is asking themselves, am I on the right path for myself now? Or is there something else that I really want to do? Maybe you're in that quandary. Maybe you're wondering what's next. So head over to the show notes and you'll see my Painting Your Path framework guide. Download it and have some fun. Just start exploring. And thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next week.